Poor girl texted the CEO by mistake. He canceled his wedding when he heard about the twins. It all started with a trembling thumb and a cracked phone screen. In a cramped apartment on the edge of Houston, Emma Carter stared at the text she had just sent. She meant to message the local food bank volunteer coordinator, begging for help after another shift at the diner was cut and her twins were down to their last box of formula. But in her exhausted state, she punched in the wrong number, just one digit off. She sighed, her heart heavy, unaware that her plea had landed not in a volunteer's inbox, but on the private phone of CEO Alexander Reeve, one of the country's youngest billionaires and, coincidentally, set to be married in just 5 days. Alexander Reeve didn't usually read messages from unknown numbers. But something about the first few words that lit up his screen, "Please, I don't know who else to ask," made him pause. He was in his penthouse office, finalizing the last details of his lavish destination wedding. The dress was picked, the yacht booked, and the guest list read like the Forbes 100. Yet, as he opened the message, something shifted inside him. The message continued, "I have 2 babies, twins. They're 6 months old, and I'm working 2 jobs, but I can't keep up. I'm sorry to bother you, but if there's any way you could help with just 1 box of formula or diapers, I can pay you back slowly. Please. I'm just out of options." He reread it. Twice. This wasn't a scam. The desperation was too raw, too real. He replied, "I think you have the wrong number. But are you okay?" The reply came fast. "Oh God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to text you. Please ignore me." But he couldn't. Something about that message clung to him, refused to let go. Alexander Reeve, the man who had once clawed his way out of foster care and into fortune, recognized the kind of desperation you couldn't fake. He asked for her name. She hesitated, but told him. He Googled. Found her. Emma Carter, 24. Single mother. Former nursing student, dropped out after giving birth. No criminal record. A clean, honest life lived at the edge of survival. He did something he hadn't done in years, he got in his car and drove. No security, no driver. Just a hoodie and his own haunted curiosity. Emma opened the door cautiously, a baby on each hip. She froze when she saw him. Even without the tailored suit and press glare, she recognized him from the magazine covers. "I don't want charity," she said, eyes narrowing with wounded pride. "I just meant to text someone from the food bank." "I know," he said gently. "But I'm not here to give you charity. I'm here to listen." They sat. She poured him instant coffee, watered down. The babies cooed beside them in second-hand bouncers. Emma told him about the pregnancy, about the father who vanished when the sonogram showed twins. She talked about the jobs, the nights spent studying while rocking one baby with her foot and feeding the other. About how her dreams had narrowed down to just getting through the next 24 hours. Alexander didn't say much. But his silence wasn't dismissive, it was reverent. He left her apartment 3 hours later, quietly slipping a stack of gift cards under a baby blanket before walking out. He was supposed to be choosing floral arrangements the next day. Instead, he was making phone calls, to real estate agents, childcare experts, and a trusted lawyer. On the 3rd day, he canceled the wedding. His fiancée, Vanessa, didn't scream or cry. She just blinked at him, furious and cold. "You're doing this for some girl with a sob story and 2 kids that aren't yours." Alexander looked her in the eyes. "I'm doing this because I finally remembered what it means to feel human. Something you wouldn't understand." The media exploded. Rumors flew. But Alexander ignored them all. He returned to Emma's apartment a week later, holding a single envelope and a quiet offer. "There's an apartment nearby. 3 bedrooms. Rents paid for 2 years. I know you're proud, but consider this a loan. Or a thank you, for reminding me who I used to be." Emma didn't know what to say. She cried. Not out of weakness, but from the sheer weight of someone seeing her, not as a case, or a statistic, but as a person worth believing in. Months passed. With steady housing, childcare help, and a return to her nursing classes, paid anonymously, Emma found her footing. The twins, Ava and Elijah, flourished. Emma never asked Alexander for more, and he never tried to make her feel beholden. But every week, without fail, she texted him a single photo, the twins smiling, growing, living. It was the 12th photo, one of Ava taking her first steps, that undid him completely. He showed up at her door again, this time unsure of what he was offering. I came to help, he said, but I didn't realize I'd be the one changed. Emma smiled, tired but radiant. We both needed saving, didn't we? He nodded. And then, without fanfare or fairy tale pretense, he stayed. Not as a savior. Not as a billionaire sweeping in. But as a man who'd finally found something real. In time, the world found out the truth. Not from tabloids, but from a short, anonymous blog post titled, "Kindness Begins with a Mistake." It went viral, shared across continents, translated into classrooms and sermons. Because at its heart, it wasn't just a story about a girl who texted the wrong number. It was a story about what happens when we stop looking away. When we listen. When we act. And most importantly, when we remember that the smallest cry for help might just be the whisper that saves us all.